All right, guys, we have a lot to pack in a short-ish amount of time. Hour and a half or so, right? Is what we normally do. If you don't fit everything in, I'm going to invite Lucy back for a two-parter. Um, so whenever she wants to come up, this is someone who, at this point on my live stream, does not need much of an introduction. We do want to, however, hey Ellie, we do. Lucy's here. We want to get our audience in place. I shared this out Facebook. I've shared it out on my YouTube channel, page, home, because you don't want to miss it. We haven't really set any ground rules. Lucy's going to share what she's comfortable sharing. Heavenly Star, my friend, I'm so sorry. The news I did hear. Prayers to you, my friend. I'm going to bring up my desktop and bring up Lucy on the big screen here. So, as the title says, Exploring Lucy Warren's World, a journey to her true self. We know Lucy, but we don't know Lucy's story. I have questions. Hey, Norman Price, how are you? Cat says, yay. Prayers to you, Heavenly. And lots and lots and lots and lots of love. Cat says, Heavenly sending love. Not sure how internet will be. I hope it works. Hey, Lucy.
Oh, Eric. Hello, Eric.
So normally we have. Hi, Tiger King. Normally we have our introduction. You know, when you come out and pull cards. But I'm gonna skip that little part because I think everyone knows the Lucy that pulls cards. Everyone knows the Lucy they see on her channel, but not everyone knows Lucy. But I hope
like
today,
the good, the bad, the ugly, right?
I hope the. I'll tell you what. I have the privilege of talking to you off of YouTube.
Yeah.
There is no ugly, there is no bad in Lucy. None. There is only beauty in Lucy, and bravery, there's courage, there is strength that people in this chat have. Haley have no idea that you carry, and I hope that we get a chance to show everyone. I have a little bit of tears in my eyes just describing you. That's how strongly I feel about you as a friend. I want to start off before getting personal. Why should anyone care about trans rights?
Right. I mean, I'm just gonna dive in.
Okay.
So, when I was 5, I knew I was transgender. I mean, I knew I wanted to be a girl. But the thing is, with religion, I was being taught at 5 years old that wanting to be like that, somehow I got in my head that at 5 I was afraid I was gonna go burn in hell. That's just not okay at 5. Like being taught, like putting that in a 5-year-old's head to just scare the hell out of them like that. Honestly, if it wasn't for that, the religion aspect of it, I would have fought my mom and dad tooth and nail that no, this is who I am. Literally, probably to the grave. Maybe, I don't know. You should. I mean, just look at the statistics of transgender children suicidal rate.
I'm glad you said that because people should care about transgender issues because it's human issues, because it's childhood issues, because it's a person, people, friend issue. at 5 years old, how did you know you were transgender?
I just it felt toxic. Like I don't like I was into girly things. I wanted to wear dresses. I wanted to wear high. I was trying to wear my mom's high heels. I played with Barbies. I did all the girly things. Uh,
How did your parents react to having a son at the time who um, wanted to do that and who thought that they were a girl?
well, basically, what my mom and dad said is like I get bullied and teased. Like I just had to, put up with it. And again, like it's the religion aspect of it that kind of ultimately made me suppress that. Right? Like I said, like if it wasn't for the religion aspect, I would have been more forceful with who I am, if you know what I mean.
Right.
Like if you took the religion aspect out of it completely.
How were things in school when you started school?
Um, I mean, I dressed as a child boy, like, um, I guess like kindergarten and up. I mean, I was like kind of like queer and girlish, like, and I didn't start getting bullied until like I want to say like fourth grade and then on up, and being bullied like hell in sixth, seventh, and eighth grade. I started being hateful to like everybody and just had this is where my massive ego stems from.
Protection.
And this is why like you see me this is why you see me get have gotten feisty and in attack mode all the time. And it
Did
wasn't
you
until like this big break that I almost like a breakthrough of like just being who I should have been all like really could have been all along. I mean, I know I was Lucy, but just being calm and patient,
did you ever deny it that
did not.
you were transgender? Did you ever like force it away so deep, refusing even though you knew? Did you try to?
Well, I thought I I just lived the way the gender I was assigned at birth. I really thought like I didn't think it's like I knew that, but maybe I grew out of it. But I've heard stories like this before. Like no matter how far you like suppress it, even if you think you've gotten rid of it, it's always going to come back, like it did with me.
Right. Was there ever a point when you thought, I'm just going to stuff it so far inside and I'm going to do my best to conform uh, that you almost even fooled yourself that, okay,
Yeah, I
um,
mean, I kind of did fool myself. Like, yeah, okay, no, this is who I am. Like, the opposite gender. Like, this is who I am, right? Right. But no, it wasn't. Now that 30 plus years, of age, if I, w- you know, if I would have done it over again, like I would have been forceful that to my mom and dad, this is who I am.
how's your, going to jump ahead a little bit, but we're going to keep going. We're not going to take it linear. We'll go to childhood, we'll go to teens, we'll go
Yeah,
to adult. How, uh, how's your relationship with your parents now?
they're good. But when I did come out as trans, right? I did get, I did get a lot of rejection from family members, including like one of my brothers that I don't talk to anymore, and his fiance apparently that had a problem with it. Um, he said the only way I could come up there is to dress as a boy, and I did not take that very well, and I just think that was a very not nice thing to say, so I don't talk to my brother anymore.
Well, um, at what age did you finally say, okay, you might not have known that you were Lucy, but you knew for sure and you were tired of hiding it, that you were female?
30?
30. So it hasn't been too long, 3 years.
Yeah, and you would have thought of it a lot longer, but the thing is, like, when you suppress it, so it just explodes like a volcano. This is who I am, and like, just embrace it.
Um, the beginning I asked, why should anyone care about transgender rights? I hear people occasionally say things like, um, go ahead and dress the way you want to dress or act what you want to act, but don't force your agenda on me. And I, I take a little offense with that because your agenda is to be recognized who you are.
Yeah,
You're not
yeah, like, because like people are forcing their agenda on me, being something that I'm not. So it does like I'm not forcing I don't force myself to like I don't force someone to be trans if they're not trans, but you're right, you shouldn't force someone to, you know, not be trans when I am trans.
It amazes me. I often read, I'm going to misquote it. American poet E. E. Cummings said, the hardest battle we have in life and that we continuously fight is to try to be your truest, authentic self in a world that does their best to make you think otherwise.
Mhm.
Um, and I've used that several times when I've talked about our upcoming conversation. The fact that uh, your family, your brother, school, media, people on YouTube. You have an entire world telling you to be other than you are.
Oh, and, even people on YouTube, when I came out as trans, I've had, people were still calling me by my old name, blatantly disrespecting me, right? I had to drop them 'cause
Right.
they didn't wanna respect me, just
So
blatantly disrespecting me.
um, let me ask a question real quick. Um, Andrew says, does she have a channel? She does. Um, can someone drop Lucy's link if you don't mind, please, guys? And um, Jeb Hem says, I want to be accepted for who I am. Um, oops. Every time I try to be me, I am shunned socially. I feel forced every day to change for others. How can I force others to be kind to me and let me be me?
Oh, I'm sorry, what did you say? I
That's okay. I'm actually going to pin this real quick so I don't forget it. Oops, I messed up. He says, I want to be accepted for who I am. Every time I
Mhm.
try to be me, I am shunned socially. I feel forced every day to change for others. How can I force others to be kind to me and let me be me? Hi, Daisy.
Well, I guess you can't really f I don't know, you can't really force someone.
I'm so happy to hear you say that. Because you can.
No, you can't. And, people you just have certain people are just not meant to be in your life. I hate to say it, but people that are so close-minded, and if you know they're not gonna respect you, they're just not, until they do.
Right.
And,
Um,
I don't have to put up with that. I don't have to put up with people calling me by my old name or other names, um, and, whatever, right?
so what led up to you at the age of 30 to say enough? You changed your name.
Actually, a friend of mine, well, a good friend of mine, Red December '02, when I went to her, and I don't know, so I just felt I think actually well, I know for several years before, I hit age 30, I know, like, there was something wrong with, like, I felt like this female energy, like, female side of me wanting to pop out, right? How with the societal pressures, being so against people like me, right? Um, I think I would say maybe even, like, my mid-20s, it started to, like, I started having thoughts about, like, being female.
How was your parents' initial reaction when you're on female hormones, right?
Yes, I've been on hormones, let's see. I want to say like 18 months. I got good tips now.
Hi Tim. So, how did when you started taking the female hormones, when you uh, changed the name, how was that initial reaction with your parents? Resistance, or was it finally there was some?
Well, the thing is, at 18, I came out as a gay man, right? But then it's like at 5, I knew I was like a trans, like I wanted to be a girl, right? At 5, and then like up to 18, what is it, like 12 years, 13 years later, I came out as a gay man, and like 12 years after that, I came out as trans. It's like I almost like from 18 to 30, I had to unprogram what has been programmed into me. If you
Right.
think about like that, like 5 to 18, that's like 12 years, 12, 13 years to from 18 to 30 is like what I'm saying is like it took just as long to deprogram myself than it is to be programmed that way on something that I wasn't by society.
So sometimes people might believe that it's like a decision that you're like, okay, I'm going to be Lucy and I'm going to put on women's clothes and I'm going to be a certain way. But it's, as you said, you had to deprogram a lifetime of not just other people, but even yourself trying to convince yourself that you were someone else.
Yeah.
Uh, it was a transition into being who
Yeah, and
you
it
are.
and it and it all started me when I look back at it, it all started me coming out as a gay man, and I'm gonna tell you, my mom did not like that.
Are your
But
parents?
she did get over it eventually, and she surprisingly accepted me being trans pretty fast. I think she kinda knew I was trans, to be honest.
What about your dad? Was it harder for your dad?
No, actually, it was very easy, to be honest. Like, even when I came out as a gay man, like, it was very easy for my dad,
Good.
but not my mom. You would think it'd be the other way, but that's just how it was.
Are your parents religious?
I mean, I guess sort of. I mean, we lived up like in like a redneck part of Minnesota, so
Right. Um, Speaking of redneck Minnesota, redneck anywhere, did you ever feel endangered, unsafe, even as a gay man? Did you ever feel?
no. And I don't. I mean, to be honest, like I don't even like thinking of myself that way. Like, I have a hard time calling myself that because I'm a woman, not a man, right?
Right.
Um, but yeah, I didn't really feel unsafe. I mean, I would think like by then, like even by then, society has gotten at least open minded enough to accept that for the most part, but not trans. Even back then, I don't think.
Right.
But I think people now are just starting to accept trans. I mean, you see it in politics all the time.
The
It's
first transgendered congressperson was elected, I believe, the last election cycle.
yeah. I mean, I don't really pay attention to politics, but I know it's been a hot button issue the last few years lately. So I mean, that tells me that we're making progress. Like we're making almost like we're making what do you call it? An upgrade or a breakthrough
Sure.
in the trans
Um,
part.
and it will happen because in my lifetime, and you know, I'm old, but it's not a super, super long lifetime, that I have known uh, gay people who were afraid to come out. I have known gay people that were beaten, um, that were threatened even by um, people in positions where you didn't think that they would threaten someone. And people never thought that they would achieve the rights that they have now. So it's going to happen transgender as well because
Yeah,
transgender people, they've always been around.
yeah, and and with trans, the problem with okay, I wish I would have been on puberty blockers and hormones as a child. I probably would have been like a more feminine version. Like I probably would have been a little shorter, right? Instead of having to because that's how it would have been. I would have been on puberty blockers and I don't know, female hormones that going through puberty. I wish I had that.
Yes, Lucy, are men who approach you respectful? And if things don't go their way, do they become abusive?
You mean if they know I'm trans or they don't know I'm trans? I mean,
Uh,
most men know because I'm very honest. And I mean, it's in my bio, obviously. Any guy that's interested.
right. Did have you had people who might not have known become abusive?
No, I mean, like when I was on dating apps, I'm not on dating apps anymore. But when I was, like, I was very honest. Like, this is who I am, right? I mean, I mean, I would get like nasty men. I would just block them, right? Um, but sometimes I just have a conversation. Didn't really go anywhere. I mean, I really didn't. And I'm not into one night stands. Like, I want something real and magical.
Um, oh, Lee says no. He means just in terms of dating,
Oh, dating?
right?
Well, that's what I
No.
mean. Yeah, like I mean, that's what I basically just said. I'm honest. Like, I don't
Okay.
think men really. I think I kind of answered that. If men don't know, like, I mean, it shows up in my. I always make sure I put it in my bio if if men are interested in like any dating site that I was on, right? Um, I guess the only thing is they would say something nasty and I would just block them.
Um. All right. You want to get a little bit harder, a little bit darker. You mentioned that you cut yourself.
I think we should put trigger warning on this. Trigger
Okay.
warning. Trigger warning. Yes. When I first started, I think it was like when I was like 16, 17. I cut my legs. Um, and then I was in an abusive relationship. I cut my arms and cut my legs some more. I still have scars.
Um. So speaking of triggers, was the cutting, do you think, triggered because your refusal to be able to be who you knew you were?
I think deep down, yeah,
Punishment, self punishment.
or not knowing any other way to just not knowing, just not knowing, just being lost in myself, I guess, and not knowing how to get over it or get over that.
Right. You know, some of the language that we use, and I noticed that you use it because language is kind of clumsy. When we say when you, um, and a lot of times I hear this when people talk to transgender people, when you were a boy, when you were a girl, when you were something. But as and you mentioned this before, you've always been a girl,
Yeah, like deep down, I've always been a girl. I was always meant to be this way. Like I don't even like saying like no, I was never a guy or a man. I was always like this. And I've had people in chat say like, Lucy used to be a guy. Like, why would you have to bring something like that up?
right?
That's not
Um,
nice.
but tying that in with the um, cutting, I a lifetime of having to refer to yourself as a boy when inside Lucy was screaming, "No, I'm not,"
Yeah.
and you had to feel something other than that pain of denying who you were. And very often we use physical pain as a distraction to take us away from that deep anguish, having to hide who you are.
Yeah. And and I think a lot you know what, 16 16 is when I started getting massive panic attacks, and I don't know where they just started happening. I don't know why. Um, but when I started taking hormones, my panic attacks went away. But I mean, I went through I went through a period of like, because I think my hormones were out of balance because I was switching, from male hormones to female hormones. And recently, like, I really don't have panic attacks anymore. So I'm just, it, it's like my soul and my body didn't match, if that makes sense.
Right.
And that's why I was getting panic attacks.
Do you think that you're, well, let me go back to the cutting. How did that um, end? How did
How did
you
that,
how did you begin to heal from the need of having to harm yourself?
um, I guess, I do know I was in the psych ward for a few days. Um, kind of taken by force, actually, because I was not okay. Um, I think that was like when I was 22. Um, and I did have a little bit of a drinking problem at the time, and that's what led me to there too.
Um, when you got out, at what point? How old were you when you stopped cutting yourself?
See, I want to say I would say 22, right? At 22, I stopped cutting. Um, I would drink to help ease the panic attacks, to like self-medicate myself until I got and then realized like I need to get help, you know, instead of alcohol, I need medication. So I got that sorted out. I mean, I don't really have a drinking problem now. I know I'm kind of getting off topic here, but because I do have alcohol, but I don't really have a drinking problem. But
Right.
at the time I did because I was going through panic attacks and I don't know and cutting myself, I didn't know how to get out of that, and maybe part of it too was drinking was an escape to all that crap.
Um, that was 22, 23.
Yeah, this was yes, like yeah, 21, 22, 23, whatever, like, I like, 16 to 20, like, this crap that was going on from 16 to 23. Sorry.
Um, I'm gonna mention something. Some things that are being addressed in the chat is um, our friend Evan, and he is a friend, and I can
Yeah,
see he is struggling to understand. Um, but I want to point out where he might be off course, because he says I think there's a part of it that people don't want to talk about, like the bad behavior previous to trans behavior. And I want to point out, and I'll let you address this as well. Um, but why is that any different than what we consider bad behavior in someone who's not trans? There are
yeah,
good people. There are good people who are trans. There are bad people who are trans. There are good people who aren't trans. There are bad people who aren't trans. It's not a morality, and good and bad doesn't fit in. What fits in is you are a trans woman, um,
yeah, that's what I am.
and you were a good person before you came out and said, "This is who I am," and
Yeah,
you're a good person now. Morality doesn't fit into the argument.
yeah. I'm not even paying attention to the chat, I don't know what people are saying, so
Well, I thought in a few minutes we'd open it up and then like just have questions for a little bit.
yeah, yeah. Oh, so well, is that well Evan is
Yeah.
trying to understand something.
That's what he's trying to understand, and I can see that he is struggling with it, because he mentioned morality. That morality is a personal thing. It's not a. Can you talk just a little bit, and then when we're ready, we'll open it up for some questions. Um, there have been trans people throughout time. There's
Mhm.
always been trans. This isn't something new. This isn't that all of a sudden people decided that, oh, I'm going to do this to do that. This is at a people used to have to um, hide being gay. It was illegal in the county that I live in up until 1972 for black people to marry white people. Um, we have what we consider morality laws in place that has nothing to do with how people actually are. These are
Right.
just arbitrary rules that we've assigned to make us feel better.
Yeah.
And people like you had to hide because they didn't feel safe, they weren't accepted. But enough is enough, and people have decided that. Lucy decided I have the courage to be myself, and
Yeah.
I admire that.
Yeah. And I don't like, honestly, I'm not trying to cuss, but I am going to because I just don't give a shit what people say or think.
You're allowed to cuss.
Well, that's the truth. I don't. And I love you so much, Kat. She's got my back. I love you.
Um, but you want to know what I've also noticed? Everyone she's stepping up. She's taking no nonsense from anyone. But so many people here that that we're in contact with, all stepping up, all having your back. Every
I
single one
love
of them.
you. I love you, everybody. Thank you.
Billy Bobo says, so you have to live to please yourself, right? Hi, Jamie.
Well, yeah, live as yourself. There's no other way. Live as yourself. But just live yourself. But
So,
unfortunately for me, it took me a long time to find my true, authentic self because of this is the way society is and was. Um, it really fucked me up.
um, you mentioned that you wish you had done puberty blockers. Um,
Yes.
looking back, let's take it on the broad. Looking back, what would you have done differently had you known better? Had you been able to?
Well, I would have forced my mom and dad to I would have begged and pleaded that this is who I am, my mom and dad, to my mom and dad. And if I was fortunate enough to be on puberty blockers, this is my wish. I would have lived. I mean, at 5 years old, I probably thought I was, a girl before that. That's just as far back as I can remember. It's 5.
Taking that same question, but a little bit differently. If you were a parent to a transgender child, what would you do?
Now,
How would you parent? Yep.
a transgender child, like I would like embrace it. Like if this is who you really are, like I wouldn't force anything on any child. They say let children be children. Yeah, let children be children. And if they're trans, let them be trans.
Um, every so often, I come across a story of a um, trans person who say they regret the puberty blockers. They say they regret the surgery. Um,
Uh, Surgery. Okay, I do want to touch on that. This like the surgery down there.
sure.
I do think, and this is my opinion, that surgery, like bottom surgery, like y- children, like they should wait until they're at least 18 years of age to do that. That's just I have strong feelings about that down there.
Right.
Um, that's something that you cannot reverse, and I think at least 18. I mean, I think like, and the reason why I say with puberty blockers is because, like, if you take puberty blockers and female hormones while you're going through puberty, I mean, if you're gonna have like the bone structures of a female or a male depending on the hormones. The body structures.
Right. Um, so you want to take some questions?
Yes.
I know there's been questions above. I wasn't able to see all of them and have the conversation with Lucy at the same time. So, um, guys, if you let me know that it's a question, how about the way we do it on um, when we're pulling cards? If you could put like an exclamation point or something to get my attention that it is a question,
Yeah.
or
Maybe like just like a exclamation point caps with ask,
right.
and then maybe you can pin it. And
So,
we did answer Sebastian's question, right? We lose.
right, he has another one. So this will start off the uh, question and answer. Lucy, has your circle of friends changed since childhood?
Well, my circle of friends is you two. That's what it is now. I mean, I never really had friends in high school or school really. Maybe a couple, but not. I was just really just to myself.
All right, guys. So if you have questions, Jessica says, "I don't believe it's our place to judge anyone." You're absolutely right. Evan says, "This isn't a question, but I'm sorry if you guys thought I was judging. I was trying to speak my mind, get some answers. You always get this chance. No disrespect."
I wasn't even paying attention to what he was saying.
Right.
I
It's
the
fine,
chat's
Evan.
going so fast, and I'm focused on my story here.
Um, let's see.
There's a lot of trolls here today.
Yeah, kind of expected it, and it's absolutely fine because trolls get a chance to see how a lady responds to bad behavior.
Yeah, that's the first time I said anything about the troll.
Right. Obviously, not your first time experiencing. So, no big. Oh, here's a question from Julie. Ask, what brings you joy?
What brings me joy? Oh, right now, my friends, my YouTube. I mean, that is my life. You know how hard I work on here on YouTube. I used to work. I used to do like post videos on Instagram and TikTok, but as well every day. But that just got to be a lot of work, and with YouTube being so demanding, I just can't do that anymore. And I know I'm getting off topic, but that's just what I like to do. I like to do social medias.
Right. Uh, Julie also asked, what makes you feel loved?
What make friends, YouTube friends, right? This is where our family really is. I mean, I think this is my life.
Um, so I wanted to get back just a little bit to um, trolls. Um, the fact that something you have to deal with probably quite often. Um,
But you know what's funny? I have a lot of words blocked on my list, so I don't really get trolls if they try to type in if they type in something, right? It doesn't come through. Like when I'm live, I have so many words that are blocked because of the trolls.
Julie says, we love you.
Love you, Julie. Love you, everybody.
Julie, by the way, has a wonderful, wonderful channel. She is beautifully presenting lessons and teachings from A Course in Miracles. Uh, Julie, if you ever want to come up and have a conversation with me for an hour, hour and a half, I would love to. Um, Let's see. Questions, guys? Questions for Lucy? Lucy, I very much appreciate the honesty and the courage that you
Yeah.
show, not just here in this conversation, but every day. Uh, you've always been really, even in our private conversations, completely open and upfront and unafraid to, unafraid to hurt, unafraid to say, I've been hurt. Um, so I feel very fortunate, by the way, to be your friend.
Yeah, me too. You're a good friend. And I love you, Kat. Love you, Kat. I love everybody, but I just have a special connection with Kat
And Yogi.
and Yogi, of
Just
course.
thought I'd throw that out there. Don't want don't want Kat to get all the glory. I mean, she deserves it. But I just did to. I got enough of an ego. I'm going to throw myself in there as well. I do want to read Joe's comment because he's saying I don't hate anyone and I don't judge, but please seek God. And I'm not trolling. I honestly care. Um, do you get that often? That
No,
um, it's
I use universe and source. That's my God.
right. But do you get people often saying that what you're doing is against what God wants? That God created two
Well,
genders and
the thing is, I probably have those words blocked, so it probably doesn't even show up.
right. What about like offline though? Have you ever had someone bring God into
No,
the conversation of who you are?
no, I just had people like people that are reject me of who I am, like family
Right.
members, right?
Um, I agree about seeking God. However, uh, I don't think that
They're obviously that person that wrote that has bad intentions. So I don't even put any thought into it. I just
right.
move on.
He says he doesn't hate. He's not judging, but for him, he believes that transgender is a matter that should be solved by God. And in a way, I agree, and I believe it has been solved. There are transgendered people, which means they're here and they're accepted, and they've
Yeah.
always been here, and now they're only asking to be accepted. Um,
Mhm.
anything that you see um, is here. Everything you see, God does not deny anything. If there are transgender people in the world, it's because there's transgender people in the world.
Yeah.
We don't need to drag God into the conversation about it. You know,
That's what I'm saying. That guy that wrote that has bad intentions. I'm just saying.
right? Joanna says, Lucy, you are an amazing woman. To hear your story and to see how strong and resilient you are. Lovely. Sending you love and hugs.
Thank you, Joanna.
Um, Blumen, did you actually have a question? You keep saying, "Can you ask a question?" but you don't ask the question. If you have a legitimate question that you want to ask Lucy, by all means. Hi, Danny. Casro says, "Love you, Lucy." You know what? In a way, not okay says has a question. Just feel free to ask it. Um, in a way, it's kind of impressive that right now there's not a whole lot of questions because everyone here um, just loves and accepts Lucy.
Yeah. I'm Lucy. I'm nobody else. And the people that, want to make a nasty, religious remarks are, uh, they're more obsessed with between my legs than I am.
Which is kind of weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that's fact. That's a fact.
Hey, Richard said he had a question, but I missed it. So because we started like questions and after, like a little bit after, um, what was the question, Richard? I'm sorry that I missed it. Jessica says, not okay is trolling. Absolutely, Jessica. Thank you. Oh, not okay is trolling. Gotcha. Please, Tiger comment through.
Oh, it looks like
Yeah, I might.
well, I'm just reading the bottom of the chat. I have a question. How long did it take Lucy to grow all that beautiful hair? I don't know. I think it kind of stopped growing at a certain point. It just seems
Still
this
pretty long.
beautiful red hair. Yes, I think I gained some weight though.
What was it? So when I said we're going to open up for questions, that's the only questions we're going to be able to read because I won't be able to um, go back and check. So if you do have a question and if you think or you know that I missed it, just ask it again, please, and I would appreciate it.
Trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about on this subject. There probably is, and I just can't think of it.
But we have time, so we'll
I mean,
continue.
the good part is now, like when I came out like as transgender at 30 and being on hormones, I felt, and now I'm feeling better than ever. Getting past my massive ego. That's I think that was that was the last part I had to get past, and I think I'm actually truly at my true self now.
I've appreciated watching you on that part of the journey for sure.
Yeah,
Um,
and yeah, that getting
night,
and I had to meet you to do that. Even though like I was really fighting it.
Night Watcher.
But you put up with me, and Kat put up with me, and people put up with me.
It was a pleasure to put up with you. Night Watcher says he's religious and a devout Muslim, but recently I've been questioning if I am bi or not. What should I do?
Oh, who said that?
Night Watcher?
Oh, Night Watcher, bye.
Yep, that's a big thing in his culture, in his country, where it is actually literally unsafe uh, to do that.
Bisexual. Um, well, I'm gonna tell you something. You know, my good friend Ron, I think he's okay with me saying it. I mean, he goes both ways. Um, and that last guy from New Zealand also goes both ways. Um, I say like just embrace who you are. If you are bisexual, if you're bi-curious, or if you're gay, or if you're trans, but that's who you are. I mean, if I really don't know. Like for me, like I was very sure of who I was. I always liked men, for one, and I've always been a girl deep down inside.
Um, if I were to
I mean, like
address,
I'm saying, like for me, like as a woman, I'm straight as an arrow. Like I only go one way.
right, um, that's a tough question, Night Watcher. I feel for you, my friend. Uh, right now, be honest with yourself and find out if
Yeah,
you truly find that you are or if you're not before you decide what to do in an outer situation.
yeah.
Before you make
Because I
any
mean,
decision.
I knew I always liked men,
Right.
and a girl deep down inside. So I mean, I just knew that right away. So I mean, I'm just saying it's really hard for me to, because I'm not bisexual in like any aspect or any way. I'm just,
Right.
you know.
So truly
But
question.
I do have I would say previous potential boyfriends that were bisexual.
Um, yeah. So my suggestion would be just seriously question whether or not find out for sure um, if you are or if you're not, and then see what the options are. But until then, until you truly question, um, you don't want to make any drastic decisions. Not where you are, my friend. Richard, mint chocolate chip says, My question is, did it become easier for you when you moved away from home, or did it get worse for your mental health because you had to um, go on to go to it at night?
Move away from home. I am home. What do you mean move away from home?
I guess he was thinking that it might be easier for you had you moved away, or was it?
Oh
Would it have been? Would it have been? Do you think?
no.
But you ended up being with
You,
very
well,
supportive parents.
well, I was lucky. It's very sad. You see a lot of these transgender, and it breaks my heart. A lot of these transgender women end up becoming prostitutes because to try to get by to get that's they don't know any other way to get money to get by. Um, I'm just glad that I'm just glad that never was me.
Me too. Um, hey, MK. Sorry, Dennis.
Yeah, and
Dennis said,
I'm very glad I'm like saving myself for the right guy. Like seriously, I have not been with a guy intimately for over 2 years.
um, let's talk just a few minutes in a minute. Let's talk a little bit about relationships.
Yeah.
But Dennis pointed out, he said, Eric, you should have set up troll guards, not overzealous mods. Lucy isn't weak, and you are treating her like she is.
Wait, who said that? Wait, what?
Our friend Dennis,
Yeah.
actually, I don't know how to do a troll guard. Um, but as for overzealous mods, uh, in this case, uh, these are people
Well,
who
Cat said the
absolutely these are people who absolutely love Lucy. They're not being overzealous. They're not even being overprotective. They are just not letting anything through that they think might hurt Lucy, even a little bit. So in this case, I appreciate the overzealousness. I appreciate the fact that uh, I agree. Lucy isn't weak, and that's the whole point of this conversation: is to show the strength of someone who their entire life had to fight to be who they are, to be their authentic self. Um, but her friends, those who love her, and their legion, uh, they don't want to let anything through that might not just harm her, but also harm the conversation that we're having. So I do apologize if you feel that way, Dennis. But and everyone normally knows how I feel about uh, overzealous mods. I'd like conversations to be free flowing, but in this instant, uh, when Kat makes a promise to protect, she protects.
I love
Um,
you, Cat.
and uh, the fact that everyone else wanted to step up and keep you
Yeah.
safe is just, to me, it's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, it is.
But Dennis, did you have like a question for Lucy uh, that you want me to look at and extend to her? Joanna says, Lucy, do you find women are more accepting of you than men, or is it mostly equal? That's a great question.
I don't know. That is a great question. I would say it's equal because I mean, I've had just as many men like women reject me.
Right.
Like for me, not of who I am.
So yeah, again, Dennis, sorry about that. It doesn't always happen, but we want to keep. Um, there's too many people who love Lucy, um, and don't want her to be hurt in any way. So uh, that's why that's happening, Dennis. And I apologize, but again, if you have a question that you want me to look at and I can extend it to Lucy, let me know.
Yeah.
Night Watcher says he lives somewhere where there is partial uh, Sharia law, and so I'll be LGBTQ is criminalized. Islam is one of the more accepting religions. So, like, yeah, and before anyone says no, I will never leave Islam. But I think before you deal with any of that, Night Watcher, truly discover um, your sexuality, and then start wondering the best way to do that. Because
Hmm.
maybe by the time that you fully know who you are, you will be in a position where if
Yeah.
you needed, I don't think you need to leave your religion, but you may need to leave your immediate area to live the life that you want to live, to be with the people that you want to be with.
Hmm. Like again, like I can't talk for people that are bisexual because that's just not me. Because I only go. I've always been one way, right? I always knew who I was. I was very sure of who I was, so that's why I can't really talk on that.
Um, let's see. Mint says you should be proud of who you are, Lucy, and be you. Don't let anyone put you down. You are a wonderful and beautiful lady to me, and we love you for who you are.
Thank you, Richard, or Mint. Thank you, Mint. Thank you. Yeah, I know.
Um,
I don't give a shit what the trolls say. I haven't been paying attention.
so I wanted to talk a little bit about dating.
Hmm.
Uh, how is dating life in the transgendered um, for you right now, as opposed maybe to um,
I don't have, as far as I'm aware of, I don't have any guys interested. Like I don't have any. I don't have. There are no options. I'm just a lonely princess waiting for her prince.
who will come, who will come. But you know what? In that um, in that loneliness, you've also received a great gift of discernment. You're not just accepting anyone. You're
Well,
waiting.
well, like I'm having to be friends with the right guy or guys and or whatever. Because I don't want to get hurt again. Just look at my previous relationships.
Right.
I was with Diamond for 5 months, ghosting, hiding stuff from me. But I think he was cheating. Remember that? And then
Okay.
remember that relationship I was in with back in April, right? He was doing the same shit. And then that New Zealand guy and his friends attacked me because I didn't want to be his girlfriend right away. While my mom and dad were in the hospital, that situation had me in tears. And then that's what caused me to shut down. I don't want to get hurt again. I'm keeping my heart protected.
Let's see. All right. Any more questions? Let's Jennython, let's keep on point. If you have questions later in regards to um, moderators and what moderators do, you can bring it up at a later time. But for right now, if you have questions for Lucy, let's keep it at that. Anything else, Jenny Song? Just going to ask you to stay on point. Um, and let's see. Uh, Dennis, who has been trying to get something across, says, I did not agree with Lucy's life choice, but I can and do respect her owning it. She isn't hiding it. Um, one thing I sort of want to point out that I think people keep missing, and you've talked about this, um, is this isn't a choice. You didn't
No, it
decide to
isn't.
be you didn't decide to be transgendered, uh, and you didn't decide to. When we think about that, when we think, well, I'm going to decide to be transgendered and all the hardship that comes with that, very few people, I think, would choose to go through all that pain. This
Yeah,
is,
do you think I would did you think I would just did you think like you gotta think like do you think I enjoy going through all that crap? Going cutting myself, drinking the pain away.
um,
I still have scars. Literally scars. Those are
and
never gonna go away.
I understand what you're saying, Dennis. Um, but I think that's the difference that we have to come to accept is we think it's a choice. We think that being transgender is a choice. And hey, if you can decide to be transgender, you can just as easily decide not to be. But it doesn't work that way. Hey, can we
No.
touch a little scientifically um, on the difference between gender and biological sex? That there, most people think that gender is your biological sex, but that's not true. Biological sex, you were born um, with male genitalia. Gender, you were born a female.
Right. Gender,
Um,
yeah, that's quite
right. Gender is a social construct. When we say that someone who was born with male genitalia is a boy, is a man, um, we're assigning that gender to someone when it doesn't always fit, and it didn't fit with you.
no, it didn't.
So it's so much easier when people understand that um, gender is not the same as um, the biological function that we were born with,
Right.
and how much easier life would be if, when someone said, I may have been born within a specific body, but that specific body is not me. I am a woman or I am a man, depending
Right.
on
Yeah,
what.
correct. Like people that were before, like you know, with female genitalia, but identify as a man, a trans man, right?
I don't know if I believe I've told you, maybe not, that I have a someone in my family who is transgender. Um,
Yeah, you mentioned that.
right. And
I thought. Well, I think you said who, or I don't want to repeat it unless you're comfortable with it.
but it's, yeah, as long as you know, it's not for me to
Right.
say because they're not here right now. But to me, that's such a, and I wanted to learn all of this stuff because I love this person with all my heart, and I wanted to understand not just for my sake. I wanted to understand so that I could present that argument to people who think that they're making a choice.
Oh, it's not a choice when you like if if you really think this was a choice, do you really think I would have kept going with it after all the pain that I've described? Really, you got to think about that. And you really gotta think, go look at the suicidal statistics of transgender children,
Right.
transgender people, the mental crap that we have to put up with.
Um, but you know, and this isn't just something that people say to make it more comfortable. Uh, this is literally scientifically uh, studied the difference between a gender and biological sex.
Mhm.
Um, so Lucy has never denied that she was born um,
With
biologically
different parts, right,
right. What she's saying is her gender from day one has been female.
right.
And people can argue that, but unless you actually know that gender and biological sex is different, um, then it's sort of a, you're stating an opinion without knowing what's truly involved in it.
Mhm.
Uh, but it does, I'm going to use a fancy word, it does behoove everyone who has an opinion to at least base your opinion on true science, which includes emotional, psychological, socially constructed, as well as biological. You were just basing it upon a lot of people in the chat are just basing it upon the biological aspect.
Yeah, they're not focusing on the social construct, the spiritual part, the psychological. They really those people that are closed minded are so focused on what's between your legs, and that determines who you are.
So we just got a really bad troll. I don't normally read trolling comments like this,
I,
but
I
I'm going
don't
to
I
go.
don't want to know it. Just
Well, it says,
don't read it. If it's gonna upset, if you know it's gonna upset me, don't read it.
all right, I don't think this is going to upset you.
Okay.
It says, what the heck is that? That alien looking thing on the left with no hair to put me off the food?
Oh, are they talking about you?
Talking about me. That was from Big Al, by the way.
Oh, Big Al. Okay. So that was that a joke? But that's not really that's not a troll.
Big Al's a troll.
Oh, okay, I thought it was a troll. I was gonna
Big,
say something
Big
that
Al
might
has been
upset me.
Big Al has been trolling me since day one. He won't come out and say it, but he's got my number.
Hi, Sissy. I know I'm not saying hi to people. I'm just focused on
Right.
talking about what I'm talking about.
Yeah, Dennis. Sorry that I am sorry that you see it that way. Uh, but I did bring your question up, and Lucy and I addressed it. The difference between you know choosing. Again, it's not a choice. So we did get your one of your statements up, one of your questions up. Um, but yeah, you know, I think right now was a time for. I'd rather have people be a little overzealous on people that we care for than underzealous. That's for sure. Hey, Chris. Sissy says she's been listening, observing the entire time.
But who said that?
That was from Sissy. She'd been listening.
Yeah, thank you, Sissy.
Where did Sissy says, "Watch it, Big Al. Don't mess with my man." See that?
Wait, who?
Cat
Big
came.
Al said that?
No, Cat said that to Big
No.
Al. She came to my
Oh,
defense.
well, yeah, because that's Cat's man right there. We know. Everybody knows.
Everyone, Big Al's messing with the wrong person. He didn't know that I had Cat by my side. All right, this is a great question. I believe in past lives. Do you think our past lives can affect us in our current life, and can we still
Oh,
carry the essence of the past lives?
absolutely. I totally believe I was a female, like in all my past lives. I'm a female soul.
Jimbo says, "Does Lucy tell her dates she is trans? She looks all woman to me."
Who said that?
Jimbo.
Jimbo?
Yep.
Oh, I don't see it.
Let me. I'm gonna pin it real quick.
Does Lucy tell her dates she is trans? She looks. Thank you, Jimbo. Well, yeah. I mean, well, I'm not. I'm not any dating apps. The only. But I mean, when I was like, yeah, if I do, like, yeah, I do tell them I'm trans. I'm very honest.
I can't imagine if someone discovered that they had feelings for you and someone was attracted to you. I can't imagine it would make a difference. Trans and non-trans. The heart wants what the heart wants.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, I have it in my bio, right, of who I am, right? Um. All I know is, as far as I'm aware of, I don't have any guys that have feelings for me. As far as I'm aware of.
Let's see, Jenny. I'm sorry, I don't fully understand what you're asking.
Be careful who you hidden, guys. Oh, that's what Heavenly said. Yeah. Only because there's a lot of trolls. You might hide someone accidentally that's a friend.
Right. Becca says, yes, I believe you was female in many of your past lives, Lucy. I can tell.
Wait, who said that?
That was from Becca.
Becca, yeah. Oh, yeah. I know I was. Most of them. At least, well, if not all of them. There's a reason why I was born the way I was born. To try to help the transgender community, I guess.
Right. And I very much appreciate, again, the courage of you coming up here. And again, that addresses the overzealousness, is that people just want to keep you safe. It might have been different if I had a transgender guest who wasn't loved by everyone. But that's not the case. Our transgender guest is Lucy, the legendary Lucy, the one and only Lucy, the Mofo Princess Lucy, who takes
The
no
princess,
crap
you
from
know
anyone.
that, honey. Also princess, and don't any of you ever forget it. I know I
So,
messed up I messed up a little bit on my makeup here. I was trying something different. I'll just have to try to use different eyeshadow. I talked about it in my live stream.
I
But,
saw that you were live.
yeah. Did you hear me talk about my makeup?
I did not. I didn't get a chance to spend any time. I wanted to come in and hit the like button, but I did not have a chance. I haven't been feeling too good today.
Oh,
Our
really?
friend Randall says, I commend authenticity. Sometimes being yourself is the hardest thing to do. Hey,
Yeah.
how is it now? Is it hard for you now?
No, it's not. Yeah. I'm me. Lucy, I'm
You
me,
know,
Lucy.
yeah, and you don't get to be a mofo princess by accident.
I'm not a Mofo princess, honey. I am the Mofo princess. And don't you forget it.
Jimbo says, what's Lucy's channel? Would love to follow. And if someone could drop Lucy's channel, I'd greatly appreciate it, please.
Thanks, Heavenly.
Hey, Lynn.
Thank you, Kat. I love you to pieces. I love you more than Yogi Air. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
It's okay if you don't.
I was just kidding. I love you both.
I know you love Cat just a little bit more. It's easy to do. Cat's easy to love. I can accept it. It hurts, but I can accept it. Heavenly says, she's my beautiful sister. Go, Lisa Lou. I love you. Heavenly's so wonderful.
I love you, Heavenly.
So, yeah, the thing is, Dennis, I'm sorry you're angry too. But, you know, again, this is a friend sharing and sharing a lot of pain. So it wasn't really maybe I misled people that this was a more of an open dialogue than it was intended to be. This was a get to know Lucy. So to get to know Lucy, we needed things to be 100% safe so she could tell her story.
Because it was about really dark stuff that we talked about already.
Right. So maybe on another, we could like open things up to, you know, some really
You mean like a part 2?
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And then we could open it up to like if people really want to dive into those the harder stuff. But that's not what this Dennis. So that's my fault. That's on me. That's not on the mods. It's on me. That this was a safe. We created a safe spot for Lucy to tell her story. Now, if she wants to do a part 2 where she opens up to maybe some hard hitting type of questions, maybe we'll do that. But that's not today.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to do that, like, because then I would have to answer the trolls, right?
Well, we would do our best to remove trolls, but have it the legitimate question. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well,
And
I mean,
that's
we can talk more about that on Messenger.
sure. And that's not easy to do, is to
It's not when I think about it.
right. And it's not easy to distinguish trolls from those legitimate questions of, okay, I don't understand, but at least I would like to, or at least I would like to open up. The
Hmm.
thing is that
Right.
we sort of feel like opinions matter, but opinions don't matter in the case of who we are. You can have an opinion about being transgendered, but that doesn't change the fact that Lucy is a transgendered male. Your opinion doesn't matter about Lucy. You can have an opinion of Lucy's YouTube channel. You can have an opinion about Lucy's uh,
Cat. You can have an opinion about my cat.
right, exactly. You can have all kinds of opinions about Lucy,
You
but
can have an opinion about Eric's cat.
I got my own opinion about my cats. Don't even. Oh, we're talking about my cat or my cats. Which one are we talking about?
Oh, you're talking both.
Both. Okay.
You're forever forever to be living happily ever after cat and your cat.
And my cat. Hey Sabine. So Dennis, does that make sense? Um, so that's the difference. Uh, if you have Dennis, instead of being concerned about the trolls, which takes away from the conversation with having with Lucy, we turn the conversation back here. This is why we're creating this space for Lucy.
Mhm.
Sabine says, "Good evening, Lucy."
Wait, who said that? Praveen? Is Praveen here?
Nope, that was Sabine.
Oh, Sabine. Okay. Hey, Sabine.
She says, "Good evening to all beautiful people in the chat." Hi, Carl.
I'm at
Heart
Chris.
Menace.
That's Nature Dog Rounds.
Hey, Chris. And Heart Matters is here, so says, "Hello, beautiful people." So again, guys, I'm gonna put that on me. That uh, maybe I should have been a little more clear in what we were doing. This isn't a um, uh, ask some hard hitting questions to a transgender person. This is a get to know a beautiful friend who just so happens to be transgendered as she shares her story.
Yeah.
So that's why we were keeping it 100% safe.
Because there were things that we talked about that were not so pretty. They
Right.
were. They weren't.
Um, and I'm going to clear up a few other things that, because we've had a couple questions like this. I think it
Yeah.
would be respectful to tell your date if someone is trans quite early on. I
I
think that,
my
go ahead.
well, I'm gonna say like I let them know like right away. Like if it's like in my bio, like if they don't know, like
It's on
it's in
them.
my bio. People, men that are interested, they should read your bio. Like it's not my fault if you don't know that like right away.
Right.
But I do try to make sure, like you know,
Yeah. I mean, you don't hide.
yeah,
You don't hide anything. You're
right.
Lucy. You're upfront. Um, love me for who I am,
Mhm.
and I think that um, I don't really know any, and I do know uh, quite a few trans people. I don't know any that hides their origin story. Most of them are very proud of the fact that they have emerged through a whole lot of darkness to be who they are, and
And
they don't.
you I've been through darkness.
Uh, let's see. Carl says he never had a card read. We're going to be doing cards tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna be
Um,
doing it'll be a more happy, more lighthearted session.
so, Carl, if you want your card read tomorrow, Lucy would definitely pick some
Yeah.
cards for you. All right. Heart Matter says, Lucy, apologies in advance if this is too personal. Star Wars or Star Trek?
What is who said that?
That was from Heart
Oh,
Matters.
Lucy, apologies in advance if this is too personal. I don't really pay attention to that stuff.
Did that break your heart? Heart matters? Neither. She doesn't care.
I mean, they're the same to me, right? 'Cause I really don't know.
Let's see.
You're a monster. That's what you said.
um,
I'm a monster that likes Monster Energy drinks.
oh, yep. That was a joke from Heart Matters, though.
Yeah, that was okay. I mean, that was a joke. I didn't take that as a
Right. Becca
yeah.
Boo is back. Welcome back, Becca. Hey, Darren. I did want to point that out though, because we had a lot of people ask a few people
Mhm.
about, do you let people know that you're trans or not before you date them? And again, it's just, I don't. It's never been an issue for you, has it?
No, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to hide it. I mean, if
Right.
like if you don't read my bio, that's not my fault.
Or, um, you know, you talk about it in
Yeah.
your on
Well,
your
yeah.
channel.
I mean, eventually, I do. I mean, I try to bring it up like very early on, like within the first couple messages, right? But as far as dating, like, I'm not looking for anything. Like I said, like I'm keeping my heart protected. The right guy will come at the right time.
Hi, Leonard. Danny says, Yogi, I'm about to have dinner. I'll be for this evening. Thank you. By the way, this evening, Scroll Sniper is going to give a history of dowsing.
Dowsing is that like what is dowsing? I mean, he'll explain it.
Yeah, dowsing it's a form of deviation. Um, so it's similar, not the same, but similar. Maybe a sniper would um, uh, be a little different in his explanation, but it is tuning into natural forces to arrive at a answer. You use rods, and traditionally it's known as finding water. It'll guide
Okay.
you, but sniper uses it as a way of getting answers. So it's related to cards.
Oh, when I think of rods, I've seen people do that like graveyards to try to like get spirit, talk to literally like to spirit. Like
Right.
I've seen it. Rods, not just like spirit boxes or EMF meters, but rods like at a graveyard.
So
I suppose you could get. I never tried it. It would be interesting. I don't know how safe it would be. I would have to be like I don't know if you could get yes and no answers through like a ghost box.
right. That would be something to definitely ask Sniper later and to ask our friend Michael.
Yeah.
I do want to address one more time Dennis. Dennis, this is on me. It's not on the chat. It's not on the mods. It's entirely on me. That you know, I should have clarified to anyone coming in the chat that we were going to have. So any misunderstandings, Dennis, I apologize. Um, don't have any hard feelings towards anyone here. Dennis Bigfoot says, he's known you even before he came in here with me. Um, and again, Dennis, I apologize entirely on me, no one else.
I don't believe Lucy needs to explain that. It's kind of obvious. I have no idea what's going on in the chat.
No, I hardly ever do. Um, Dennis says the mods are popping off at me. So give me one second.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, baby. Well, I mean, I don't know if I try to be up for. I was actually planning on going to bed like at 2, like after this live stream is over. But I want to be up for Squirrel Sniper because I do have questions.
Can you
I'm really curious about that stuff.
take a nap?
I can lay down and take a nap. Yeah.
Well, let's wrap things up. And let me CC. We'll address this one more time. The chat question: does Lucy tell her dates she's transgender? When I got my response,
I thought we already addressed that
we've addressed it, but
many
CC,
times actually.
right? CC's just coming in, so CC, yep, she's talked about it. She, yeah, it's. I mean,
I don't hide it. It's in my
right.
bio. It's not like I'm. If guys don't read it, that's not my fault.
All right, we're gonna wrap things up in just a second. I want to read Kat's comment. Lucy, you're the bravest woman I know. I admire you, and I thank you for teaching me so much and opening my heart.
I love you so much, Kat. I love you so much more than Yogi. I'm just trying to. I'm joking when I say that.
I thought you were joking the first time, and then I started wondering the second time. Now the third time, I'm thinking she really does love Kat more than me. However, it's hard for me to debate the issue because I know Kat, and I know how easy it is to love Kat. I think I might love Kat more than me. So I can't fault you for that. I can't fault you for that at all. As a matter of fact, you've gone up in my estimation. If you had said that you'd love me more, I'd be like questioning your judgment. Is there something wrong with Lucy? How can anyone love me more than Kat? Anna says, "Thank you so much, Yogi and Lucy." Heavenly Stars are going to lay back and not do anything anymore. Sorry, Yogi Bear. That's okay, Heavenly. It's been a rough. I appreciate you being here. It's been a rough few days for you, my friend. Seth says, anyone who wants to subscribe to him, he will subscribe back.
I know Kat wasn't feeling good, and you weren't. How are you feeling?
I'm not feeling real good. But you show up.
Yeah.
I gotta show up. I gotta show up for Lucy.
Yeah, you gotta show up, right? Gotta do it.
So, Lucy, thank you.
Thank you for letting me tell my story on this platform. You got a lot of people in here. You
I
always
did get
do.
a lot of people in here.
And I think a lot of people showed up because it was me talking about my story. That's why a lot of people, like the whole community here, is here. That's why, because
I
it's me
agree.
talking about my story, the good, the bad, the ugly.
It shows how loved you are,
Yes.
and there's a reason why you love, because you give love, because you're Lucy.
Yeah.
And man, I think about the hardships that you've been through. But it made you who you are. It made you such a loving person and able to extend love to so many people.
Yes.
Part of me wants to say, man, I wish I could have protected you and shielded you from that pain. But another part says that pain is what made you who you are.
Mm-hmm.
We love to protect those that we love, but we can't. Not always. However, here you will always be protected.
Yeah, and I'm really glad this is like my family.
So I want to thank you not just for being here and sharing your story, but having the courage to be Lucy.
Yeah, thank you.
Because it just as easily, hey Joe, just as easily could have gone another way. You could have hidden yourself. You could have hidden yourself so deep that Lucy never emerged, but you refused to do that.
Yeah, and I'm really glad and I'm really glad I did that when I'm still young. So
Right.
I can still enjoy. I have some youth left to enjoy before I turn 40.
Man, just wait until you turn 60. It ain't no picnic, Lucy. Leonard says, I mean, who's have issues with it as far as transgender? It's last century. Whether one of the best racers is a transgendered girl, she's an awesome person. I consider quality first instead of the rapper.
Oh, I mean, who's had issues like
Hey, Trocell.
trade?
I guess he's just meaning in general nowadays.
This is transgender. She's awesome person. I consider. Oh, oh, a racer. What? Someone that runs
I think is it a Leonard? Yeah, I think he's talking bike.
bike.
On a bike.
Oh,
But you know what? I do agree with Leonard that at this 2025, um, the issues should be done.
yeah. It should be. We are in 2025. People literally they do need to get their head out of the gutter, out of the sand.
Right.
And it's really not that hard. Even if you have, your beliefs and your differences, it's really not, respect really is not that hard. And it shouldn't be. It really shouldn't be that hard.
Right. I agree, 100%. And that's all you've ever asked for. So, I started this conversation with why should people care about transgendered rights? Because it's not a cliche to say transgendered rights is people rights, is human rights.
Right. It's
Um, there's no transgender agenda other than the same agenda we all have.
yeah.
Respect me
Hmm.
and treat me as an equal.
Yeah. I mean, I do want to point out, like, it's no different than forcing trans on a child that isn't trans than forcing a child that is trans to not be trans on a child. That to me, that's just as abusive. I mean, you get what I'm saying there?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Hi, Maharashtrian. Sorry, I always mispronounce that. Um, let's see. With that, yeah, Heartmatter says, unfortunately, it seems like we're heading into a less enlightened age. Uh, sometimes it does seem like maybe we're not making
I
the
think I
strides we
think what
should
it
be.
I think what it is like it's being at the forefront and there's like a battle going on and we're making a breakthrough. I think that's what it is.
And sometimes it might seem like when we do make a breakthrough, that there's 3 steps back, 1 step forward. But I
It's
think the
more like
fact that
it's more like 2 steps back and 3 steps forward.
there you go. I like that. I like the optimism, and I do. I think I do agree in the fact that even though there is opposition, um, it's the fact that people now, even at a young age, uh, are able to say, "This is who I am, and I will not make apologies for it."
Mm, right.
And that was something that you could not have done uh, in your teenage years, and yet now
Yeah.
you can.
But now, like when you see children that are 5 years old, like it's gonna be easier for them than it was for me when I was 5 in the 90s.
Right. So, no offense there, CC, but that's kind of a ridiculous statement, my friend. Heartmatter says, I hope you're right, Lucy.
Yeah. I know.
Me
I mean,
too.
I know I am right. Like, I want to say like I know I'm right. Like when it comes to this, a breakthrough. Like I just know it's gonna happen. We're gonna move forward with it. Where people are just more who they should be and who they are.
Agreed, Leonard. Leonard says, here's the word respect, love. Thank you,
Thank
my
you.
friend. All right. CC,
I-
come back another time with that kind of stuff. Not today, my friend. All right. Um, Lucy, thank you so much. I hope you're able to join us tonight with Swore Sniper.
Yeah, yeah. I need to take a nap.
And I'll say one last thing that tomorrow, my friend Randy Creel is coming up. He is a barefoot ultra runner. He wears the
Is that,
barefoot
is that, in, the,
sandals.
is that in the morning or is that
That'll be in the afternoon.
tomorrow after? Well, tomorrow afternoon is
Oh, I'm sorry. That'll be Friday. He'll be coming up
okay.
Friday. I'm getting my date because I'm thinking I got you here. It's got to
Yeah,
be Thursday. But
yeah, because we're always gonna do Tarot Thursdays till you tell me not to, and that's never gonna happen. I don't think, right?
never gonna happen.
Right.
Um, if anything, like came up, we would do like we did today and just switch days around. But you
Yeah,
always
I can work with that.
right. You always have your place. You are the resident tarot reader as
Yeah,
long as you want that slot.
yeah,
No, CC, I said, let me address this real quick. CC, I've said explicitly time after time, I did not ask for an open conversation. This isn't an open conversation. This is a safe place for our friend Lucy to share her story. If you want an open conversation, that is entirely up to Lucy if she wants to have that conversation.
yeah.
So,
And me and you're gonna talk about that
right.
later.
Yep. So you are totally off the mark, CC, and in so many ways.
Yeah, some weird comments. I'm saying some of those comments are pretty weird
Right.
and kind of like not appropriate.
I agree. Actually, that's the problem, CC, is that you don't recognize that it's an insult. You don't recognize the offensiveness of what you're saying. I hope that you do. I hope that you think about it, and I hope you come back and you realize that, again, you can have all the opinions that you want, but your opinion, especially in this conversation right now, doesn't matter. I'm not interested in your opinion on Lucy. I'm not interested in your opinion on transgender. Zero. I have no interest in your opinion. That might sound harsh, but it's the truth. Because this isn't a come in with your opinion on Lucy. I honestly don't care your opinion of Lucy. It is some brave person who has decided they wanted to do me the great honor of sharing her story here and how hard it was for her to arrive at this point in her life.
And some of
So
that stuff, and I'm gonna tell you that stuff was not easy to talk about.
I could tell.
I
So
was not. I was gonna. I was like. I was feeling about. I was about to like break down at certain points, but
I could tell. Hey, off topic. Our friend Pinky says, I need prayers, Yogi. My daughter is homeless with 3 kids. 2 things. Prayers. 100% prayers. And do you have, does your daughter or you have PayPal? Pinky, if you can send me a message or leave a comment. I think you have my email address, right? By the way, Pinky really wants to get to 500. We want to help her get monetized. She's very close, 500 subs. If anyone is not subscribed to my friend Pinky, if you could please. Yep, CC, I'm 100% one-sided. You are absolutely right. I am on Lucy's side. There is no other side. So that's the way it is, man. You either like it or you don't. And I can tell you don't like it. But that's okay.
thank you, Ellie.
Dennis, and I agree with you too. But that's not what this, and that's why I keep repeating, that's not what this conversation is or has been about. So again, if Lucy decides that her and I are going to talk about it, to have that type of discussion,
And we have addressed this several times already.
yeah,
And Yogi has. And you shouldn't have to keep addressing this over and over again.
agreed, agreed. And we won't. We're going to end the conversation right now.
Yes. And thank you,
So
Eric.
you're welcome. Pinky, send me an email or leave a message. And if there's any way that we can get money to PayPal, I will certainly help you, my friend. Ellie has seen 15 rainbows today. Awesome. Kat says, thank you. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you, Kat. I love you more than Yogi.
Fourth time. Not that I'm counting. Not that I'm counting. That was the 4th time. Ellie says, the dress you're wearing is very pretty.
Oh, who said that?
That was Ellie.
Oh, thank you,
Or
Ellie.
she said, "Is that a dress you're wearing? It's very pretty."
Thank you.
I'm glad to hear that. Night Watch has been drawn. Definitely want to see it. Pat says, "Good to see you, Lucy." Pat's Philippine Dreams.
Oh, Pat. Oh, hey,
Yeah,
Pat.
she's your friend. Yeah,
That's a friend of mine and Mike and Venus's. You know
right.
Mike and Venus?
I do.
Yeah, my good friends.
Looking forward to hearing from you, Pinky. Cece says, "I'm actually a fan of Lucy." I'm glad you are. I still don't care about your opinion, though.
Yeah, that's not what this is about.
Nope. All right, Lucy.
I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna try to make it later.
Awesome. Thank you again.
Yes, and thank you for having me and letting me share my story here.
You're welcome. Love you, my friend.
Love you, my friend, and I love you, Cat. I love Cat more.
A little less. She loves Cat a little less. I think is that what she was going to say was, "I love Cat, but maybe just a little less." That's
Oh,
okay. All right.
all right.
Take care.
Take care. Bye. I'm gonna
Bye,
put my
guys. There it is.